Welcome back to another episode in the Aquila 32 Sport Owner's Experience series. In this video, we'll cover a problem that we've encountered with our water heater. First, let me be clear that this was not an issue with Aquila or the manufacturer of the water heater. This was an issue with the installation of our new inverter. You may recall our video where we covered the upgrade process from AGM batteries to a new lithium bank. Well, as Paul Harvey used to say,
now, the rest of the story.
After our new inverter was installed in June, we never tested the hot water on the boat. We never had a need to. It worked before, right? Well, October was upon us, our new boathouse was finished, and it was time for our first real trip on the boat, where our plans were first to Belhaven and then to New Bern. Belhaven was to be our first overnight on the boat. Everything would be tested. When we woke up that morning, we learned pretty quickly that the shower didn't have hot water. A marine electrician was called, and they couldn't figure out why the breaker wasn't getting power. $241 later, we were sent on our way with no solution. After we returned home from our 4-day adventure, I made a trip to Safe Harbor in Wanchese to have them try and diagnose the problem. And what they found surprised them and made me a little upset. They found a set of wires coiled up in the control room just to the left of the new inverter. A quick continuity check confirmed that they were the wires for the water heater breaker in the cabin. So why weren't they connected after the new inverter was installed? It had to be a case of ignorance, or it was simply overlooked. Either way, we let the marine electrician know what we found and gave them an opportunity to make it right. But they were convinced it wasn't their fault, that perhaps the water heater was never hooked up, that maybe some other electrician disconnected the wires. In any event, they felt there was no way that it was them, and they didn't want to fix it. So what happened? As you recall, the inverter had to be replaced because the MasterVolt 122500 was not compatible with the lithium batteries. So MasterVolt recommended that we install a MasterVolt 123,000. Let's look at what the electrician who did the swap had to deal with. You can see here on the MasterVolt 122,500 that besides the power cables, there were 3 black wire bundles connected to the bottom of the unit. So what were they? Well, there's a 50 amp input, 50 amp output, and the third is a 25 amp short break output. The water heater was directly wired by Aquila to the 25 amp output. The new 123,000 inverter only had a place to wire the two 50 amp circuits. There was no third circuit. So a third circuit had to be installed. And that's what Safe Harbor did. They added this box above the new inverter and added a 20 amp breaker for the water heater. They couldn't just tap into the other 50 amp lines because the water heater wire size was different and wouldn't protect the system from overheating. We didn't want any fires on the boat. Once this was added, the water heater breaker in the cabin worked, and the water heated up just fine. The purpose of this video is to inform Aquila 32 owners of how the water heater is wired and to help them in the event they convert their house system over to lithium. An electrician isn't going to automatically know where the small wires go. So the mystery of the water heater has been solved, and in the words of Paul Harvey,
now, you know the rest of the story.
If you want to know how many showers you can take and how long the hot water lasts, be sure to check out my video that covers everything on this subject. Well, that's all for now. Thanks for watching, and until next time, see ya!